Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, keep it real. Touchdowns, so liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday to you. I am Coach Marcus. We are live at lunch. What is going on, good people? First, let's go over the rules. You know what it is. We are at lunchtime. I'm going to roll to about 12:55. That should give you plenty of time to finish your sandwich, wash your hands, and get back to it. But let's roll into the news of the afternoon. For Eagles fans, Dallas Goedert is coming back. Now, little bit of a mixed bag, but me personally, I am very excited. But I do have cautious enthusiasm because I think Dallas Goedert is phenomenal when he's on the field. Last couple seasons, he's missed some games. So hopefully this will most likely be a 1-year deal. This is coming down. This is what, Bleeding Green Network? Bleeding Green Nation. And this came down about an hour ago. Dallas Goedert. Eagles reportedly expected to agree to reworked contract that keeps the veteran tight end in Philly. Right. RIP to the trade rumors. So the deal hasn't been done yet, but it looks like they've let the information slip, which means they let it out. And we will not be trading Dallas Goedert. So he's 30 years old. He struggled with injuries. But, man, like I said, when he's on the field, he is about that business. He's definitely about that business, man. So I'm happy with it. And I know this could change on one play. We could be like, oh, damn, here we go again. We made the wrong decision. You know what? I'm willing to make that risk because technically you can make that risk about anyone. You feel me? You can say that about anybody. Jalen, Saquon, AJ, Devontae, Jalen Carter, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, anybody. Zach Bond, anybody is one step away. We just saw what happened to Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean was phenomenal till he got to that point. So I'm excited for it. I am not mad at this at all. I still wish we would have drafted another tight end, but that's water under the bridge. We'll see what we got in free agency and when camp rolls around. Maybe we can get an undrafted free agent or get a veteran or get somebody off of waivers and see what we can do. So, but I like this move. I like Goddard being back on the team. That's somebody that can get some experience and some leadership to these guys on the line of scrimmage and at our skill position. So we are packed with leadership and veteran talent. And let's be real, 30 years old is not that bad. That's just the number that the NFL uses at the peak of your career. But at the end of the day, again, when Dallas Goedert is on the field, he makes things happen. He pays dividends. So, yeah, man, we'll see what happens. And then you see George Pickens went to Dallas. What's up, Carlos? I see you. By the way, Carlos, first out the limo today, man. I appreciate you. Georgia CD crying and throwing tantrums on the sidelines. Cowboys picked up an individual, not a team guy. Go Birds. Absolutely, man. I agree with you. But you never know what's going to happen. And it's the weird thing. This is the weirdest thing, man. Because normally I don't really go back and forth with Cowboys fans, but I see it on my Twitter feed and Facebook and IG and all of that type of stuff. And it is amazing. It is amazing. If nobody's saying anything about the George Pickens trade, all the Cowboys fans are like, you ain't heard none from Eagles fans. You know they scared. If somebody posts some information about the George Pickens trade, Why you worried about the Cowboys so much? Y'all must be sweating us. Y'all must be scared. And it's like, either way, you trolling for something. And it's like, back off with that nonsense, man. We know what it is. Y'all done had a lot better wide receivers than George Pickens and still couldn't get it done. So y'all problem is the owner and your quarterback not getting it done when it counts. We done been to the Super Bowl twice and came out with a victory, but every Cowboys fan is going to tell us how many times Dak Prescott has beaten the Eagles. Like, it don't. You looking at the last 2 to 3 years, bro. That's it. And we got the hardware. Period. We got the hardware. So y'all go ahead and talk your talk. You don't do nothing but look foolish. So I'm not scared of George Pickens. You scared, get a dog. I'm not worried about that because we got an all-pro secondary. We got 2 young guns in the secondary that have been proven. The only, I guess, and I'm not going to say it like that because you had some wide receivers that had success, but Puka Nacua and Terry McLaurin. And I'm sure, I'm saying this off the top of my head, I'm sure I could come up with some other generation or some other information if I dig into the stats. But I just off the top of my head, I can remember Puka Nacua and Terry McLaurin really had good games against our secondary. Terry McLaurin was giving Quinyon the business. It was a good matchup, but Terry McLaurin got his. And I'm sure there's a game, and I know I'm forgetting, where Cooper DeJean has some trouble. So it's going to happen. But for the most part, our young secondary has been tested to the nth degree. They've been tested against the best of the best at quarterback. They've been tested against the best of the best at wide receiver. And we've come up with all A's. So I'm good with that. So if you want to throw George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, we don't went up against CeeDee Lamb before. Our secondary has been tested. So I'm not worried about George Pickens. Y'all need to be worried about, Cowboys fans, that offensive line stopping Jalen Carter. Now you got a rookie that's in there talking shit already. And when you look at his history, that's the wrong thing to say, bro. That's the wrong thing to say, young fella. You ain't gave up a sack in 3 years because Jalen Carter's been out of the college game for 3 years. Because the last time he was there, he ate your lunch. Stop playing with me. How about the Eagles corners on defense? Every year they need help with that position. We're going to see. We're going to see. I'm looking forward to seeing Keely Ringo. I want to see what Keely Ringo can do. 6'2", 4.3 speed, physical player. Everybody talks about, yeah, he gets handsy and he's had problems in coverage. You ain't really seen him enough to come up with a really good analysis of what he can or can't do. Now, I will say this, though. I do trust Vic Fangio because if Keely Ringo was that dude, maybe he would have been in there by now instead of Isaiah Rodgers when he was here. That's a fair, not a criticism, but that's a fact. Vic Fangio has been dead on getting the right people at the right spots. But me personally, I want to see Keely Ringo. He is big, he is fast, and he is talented, and I want to see him get more snaps. If he can realize potential, and then we got Ringo, DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Sidney Brown coming back, and Reed Blankenship back there, I'm good against anybody. Against anybody. Yeah, Puka was giving Slay work. Facts. But let's not forget, because everybody want to talk shit with CD and AJ and all the good receivers in the league. They are going to get theirs. And I ain't gonna lie. Yes, it concerns me that now we got to deal with damn Debo in Washington. That's just another weapon that the young cat can deal with. And you don't have to do much with Debo. All you got to do is get him in the slant, very similar to what we do with AJ Brown. Get him the ball quick and let playmakers make plays. That's why he was so successful in San Francisco. They had Brock Purdy. They knew Brock Purdy didn't have a long arm, but Brock Purdy could put the ball where it needed to be. Brock Purdy had the same criticisms that Jalen did, except Brock Purdy just not as good and definitely not as good as a runner. But it was the same stuff. He's not big enough. He's not tall enough. He don't have a cannon arm. He can't do this, can't do that, blah, 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 blah. All he did was go to the Super Bowl. And everybody still want to put him at the bottom of the heat because he went to Iowa State and he's not 6'5" and he don't look like Josh Allen and all of that type of stuff. But all of these guys, as good as Lamar Jackson is, as good as Josh Allen is, as good as Joe Burrow is, ain't none of them won it. Joe Burrow, I would take off that list because he at least been to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow, my homie from Cincinnati, Ohio, so I got to give him props for that. Joey Burrow took the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl. Stop playing with me. The way that defense was, he almost got him to the playoffs last year. So all of the big, shiny toys that are out there, CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, they all watching. They either watching from the couch or they in Cancun when the playoffs start. So you know what? You do you. We good. You do you. If y'all want to, and y'all know I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying this, just to remind people, if you are not an Eagles fan, whoever you got in your top 5, as far as quarterbacks go, whoever you got, who's the top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now? My answer to you is yes, whatever you say. However you feel it. If you feel like it's Dak, yes, that's the answer. If you feel like it's still Mahomes, if you feel like it's Josh Allen or Lamar or Justin or Matt Stafford, whoever you want to put up there in the top list, that's your prerogative. Yes, that is my answer. And I will continue to say yes. Meanwhile, I'm over here shining my ring and shining my trophy. So guess what? Y'all go ham. We got the hardware. And I've gotten on this soapbox the last couple of years because with the way everybody's doing podcasts and talking all of this stuff, everybody's doing the same thing, but it just gets amplified. And the argument becomes, why isn't he on the list? Why is he off the list? And damn phone went off. You talking about the wrong thing. Nobody cares about that. Who made it to the playoffs? These are the best, and this is how I look at it. These are the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Which quarterbacks made it to the playoffs? Which quarterbacks made it to the conference championships? Which quarterbacks made it to the Super Bowl? And the pecking order is whoever won it is on top of the list. I don't care what you think of. And then it resets when the new year starts. When training camp starts this year, everything resets. We can't dwell on what we did last year because it's already last year. But we can bask in it while we in it. We still drunk off the Super Bowl high, rightfully so. And for all of them years, Cowboys fans and Patriots fans and Chiefs fans, they talked all of that shit because y'all was winning. You can talk shit when you win. So when you winning, talk your talk. Guess what? Our turn. And we gonna go birds all damn day. So if you mad, you're gonna be mad by yourself. And we just got through another draft, about to get through another camp, and it looks like we have reloaded, not rebuilding. So I'm saying all that to say, I'm happy we got Dallas Goedert back. Eventually, we got to get another young tight end in. If I think Calcaterra's still here. I think Jack Stoll was out of here, or one of them. I can't remember who's here and who's gone. But we good. We good. So, yeah, that Carolina game, Yeah, man. Everybody gonna have a good game, man. Like, let's not forget that these dudes. We gonna talk shit about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, but guess what? Them jokers can ball. Terry McLaurin can ball. Cooper Kupp can ball. Mike Evans. Mike Evans was 55 years old, man, balling. Like people forget that because you get so used to seeing names and stuff like that. AJ Brown can ball. We just in such a situation where everybody wants something to talk about. Everybody wants something to talk about. I am a QB1 fan. Jalen Hurts, you already know how I feel and how we as Philadelphia feel about Jalen Hurts. But they raised all of that hell, and y'all know good and damn well that Carolina game, Jalen Hurts was hot garbage and still managed to find a way to win. And the only thing that we say to athletes, this is what we want out of our athletes. We want somebody to hold people accountable in the locker room. And damn it, that's what AJ Brown did. And y'all tried to rake him over the coals for it. And you get a real good understanding, at least I do. And again, this is where I got to pull my I used to be a pro player card. Most fans have no earthly idea what goes on in the locker room. The dynamic you have in the locker room, it is very similar to your family. You don't get along with your people in your family all the time, but you love them. You can be a fight with your cousin, but let him need help. That's the way it is. It's magnified in a locker room. Most people don't realize the people in the locker room see the other teammates more than they see their own family sometimes, especially during the season. So you know relationships get tight. You know things get tense. And I keep trying to tell people this. Some of the craziest conversations you ever hear will be in the film room. Because film don't lie. Players have a tendency to give that coach speak after a game. Yeah, we got to work on this. We got to work on that. They're saying a lot, but they ain't saying nothing. Nobody's getting specific. But let me tell you, honey, when you get in that film room, all bets are off. Check your ego at the door. Because it's about to get real. You can beast on a game. You make one mistake, they're going to run that mistake back 30 damn times. That's what you're supposed to do in film session. You micromanaging everything. You want to see everything. You want every advantage. And it has been proven and it is consistent from when I played, from before I played to now. Except the only difference is now it's actually easier to do it. When I played, you had to have a super VHS player, a super Betamax, whatever your team used, and you had to physically bring them tapes home. Now, all you got to do is get a password and log into the network of the team, and you can watch everything you want from the comfort of your own home. You see me break down tapes when I go to NFL Pro. I get that for free because I'm an alumni. I'm an NFL alumni. Man, I be watching tape on this all the time, all 22. Stop watching highlight tapes. Stop watching what you see on ESPN. That don't show you nothing. One of my goals in this offseason, I'm getting back into watching tape. I'm watching tape. You already know I watch tape on football. Some of the stuff that I do for the WNBA, I'm starting to learn to watch tape. I used to coach basketball, but I don't know basketball like I know football. So I'm trying to learn. So when I see stuff on the court, I can call it out. Because just because I love Caitlin Clark, don't mean I can't call out when she playing like shit or she ain't moving on defense or whatever. You got to call it like you see it. The situation is now people don't want to do that. They want to talk about stuff, but they don't want to learn nothing. And I'm like, I'm all about learning the game. All about learning the game. I done reached out. I'm trying to get Barrett Brooks before he get too busy because I want him to talk about these 3 new offensive linemen we got. I want to talk to an offensive lineman because I know running back stuff. I can tell you about Saquon and Shipley. and Dylan. I can tell you about them, what they doing, how they move, how they play. Offensive line really ain't my thing. I know what I'm seeing, but I can't break it down with details like Big Barrett can. Or maybe if I can get in touch with my guy Baldy, they know the position. Trying to learn. Got to study up. Got to study up. Let's get into some more of these questions. I'll be ranting too much sometimes. No Cut said, preach, coach. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Yeah, it's about production at the end of the day. I don't care. I don't care. We thought, because I'll say it about the Cowboys too, because I hate the Cowboys because I played with the Eagles. That's why I hate the Cowboys. But I grew up as a Tony Dorsett fan. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a running back. So I remember growing up and watching 33. So, and I'm saying that because I got respect for everybody. And I get into the fandom and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. But at the end of the day, I know that Dallas is trying to get prepared to beat us, just like Washington, just like the Giants. You can't take nothing for granted against nobody. Nothing. Nothing. We thought we was big and bad and almost got our ass whooped in Cleveland. Any given Sunday. That's what that means. Any given Sunday, somebody can come into town and whoop your ass because you taking it too easy. You thought you had this, you thought you were the better team. Guess what? Anybody can get got. Anybody can get got. So, yeah, AJ, I'm happy he's staying, man. I'm very happy he's staying. But more importantly, I want him to stay on the field. Facts. All of our tight ends are on their last year. Okay. We're probably gonna bring somebody in. So we'll see. We'll see. Go Birds all damn day, you damn Skippy. I'm with you, Blunt. I think we talked about this last time, man. B plus because they didn't draft a tight end. I was hoping they was gonna make a run on the kid Ferguson from Oregon, but that didn't happen. But you know what? Honestly, all that was washed away because of Jihad. So and when you look at the draft all the way down to getting APR in the 5th round or whenever that was, 6th, whenever we got him, wasn't he our last pick? And then you go back and watch his tape, and it's like, are you kidding me? So we good. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. We not drafting to get all of these playmakers and change our team. We drafting for depth. And we just happen to get some playmakers in the process. How long has it been, or how long had it been? Everybody bitched about how we not drafting linebackers. We bitched about that. He wouldn't keep linebackers. He wouldn't sign linebackers. We was mad when TJ Edwards walked out. We was hoping Oren Burks would stay. All of that stuff. Howie stuck to his guns. But he also changed up a little bit. Zach Bond broke through the threshold. He broke the ice. Maybe we need to think about this. And then you bring in Jihad, who is a true hybrid linebacker. You can play him in the dirt, on the edge, or you can play him as an off ball. He's that queen piece on the chessboard. You can move him in any direction. And what I would hope to see, and I even hate saying this, but I'm going to keep it a buck because Dallas did the right thing. I want to see him bouncing around the line of scrimmage like Micah Parsons did his first and second year. You don't know where he's coming from because it kills me that they got the kid from Boston College, Ezraku. Because I hated to see that because that's a good kid and he going to that nonsense down there. But he's a baller. He's a baller. So, but guess what? They still got to come to Philly and deal with us. He's still a rookie that got to deal with Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata on the outside. And we'll see what's going on with this dude that's talking all of that shit about Jalen Carter. Because it's been some all-pro veterans that ain't been able to stop that kid. So guess what? You just running off at the mouth. That's the problem in Dallas anyways. Too much talking and not enough playing. But we'll see. Time is coming. So stay in the weight room, stay in the circus down there, because we gonna do the same. And when it come time to play, we gonna play. It's about what it come down to, man. So I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Just when you think it's safe from Eagles news, something else pops up. I was covering the WNBA last night. Then you start hearing the rumors. Then this morning, um, the whole Dallas Goddard thing pops, man. So it's never quiet, never quiet. But we ready to rock and roll. We ready to rock and roll. I did get some. I wanted to bring this up. I've been in my graphics bag lately, man. I was working on graphics for the WNBA stuff, and also I'm working on my intro. Y'all know the intro with the theme song and all that kind of stuff. And I still got like a lot of Super Bowl stuff. I'm about to change that back up. So now it's going to be um, much more Eagles and WNBA stuff, because that's what I'm covering now. So it's going to be the same intro. I'm just swapping images and maybe throwing a couple different animations and stuff like that. Um, just finished this one animation. Like I was up to like 1:30 in the morning last night. Got up this morning early, rendered it out, made sure it looked right. So it did look pretty good. So I'm happy with it. So I'm working on some new stuff, man. Got some new animations coming. I will be doing in the future. Um, I will still be doing um the film study, the Eagles film study. But I'm trying to do like one a week, because I'm trying to put a little bit more production. So I'm gonna be drawing on the screen. I'm gonna be putting like, and I'm gonna produce it, because I know last year I did some telestrating, and I'm still gonna do the telestrating, but I'm gonna produce the video. I'm probably not gonna do live anymore. I'm gonna produce the video where I can draw some real arrows and lower thirds and put some real graphics on there, so you can really. I got to plot this out and write it out and all of that stuff, man. So I'm trying to step up the production game and take it to the next level, man. So um, got a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna be in the study book in the off season. So that's what's up. So if y'all want to see something different, holla at me. Holla at me. Um, where did my hold on. Let me see if I can bring this up. That's three. This is it. This is it. So hold on. I don't know if I will be able to. We might be able to. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Give me breaking news, big screen. There we go. So check this out. Nope, that's not it. I ain't gonna be able to show it. Nah, I'm not. That it. Uh-oh, hold on for a sec. I might be able to do it. Might be able to fool the system. Hold on. Yeah. Might be able to fool the system. So this is a there we go. So this is a animation I was working on. Dang it won't work. Animation won't play in screen. But I'm working on that. In any case. Doing too much. So, but it's all good. We got some stuff. Did anything else happen with the birds? I haven't seen anything about anybody else possibly coming in. We still got a lot of time, and there's still a lot of things that can happen. Um, we still got to see what his contract is going to be. I'm guessing it's going to be a 1-year deal. All right, this is okay. Hold on. This is 19 minutes ago. So Dallas Goddard reworked contract to stay in Philadelphia for 2025. It's been a good Philly entertained moving Goddard via trade before the draft, but the Eagles did not address the tight end position. Okay, 30-year-old Goddard. 30-year-old Goddard was set to enter the final season of a 4-year deal, scheduled to earn roughly 11.8 in 2025. He will now get $10 million as part of the revised contract, according to ESPN, with a chance to earn an additional 1 million in incentives. His deal is set to expire in 2026. Okay, so we got a 1 year deal. They're gonna pay him 10 mil. Not bad, not bad, and he can make 11 mil with incentives. And I'm gonna guess that those incentives are pretty easy. And I think it's, and I'm just my guess, and just after reading this, we read it together. I'm gonna assume that his incentives are based on him staying on the field, or they will be very easy to reach as long as he is on the field. Very easy to reach. So they will so we can live with that. Didn't cost much money. Um he is choosing the culture over the bag. I'm sure he probably could have went somewhere else and got similar or more. But when you 30 years old and you've been in the league for 7, 8 years, at this point in your career, do you want to go somewhere and lose for a paycheck? I mean, you ain't hurting for money at this time. So we'll see. Yeah, Blunt. I'm curious about Huff. I don't mind Huff. I want to see what he's gonna do. I want to see him stay in there and push Jihad and all, because I don't think, and you guys have heard me say this before, I don't think Jihad. I don't think Bryce Huff is a bust. I don't think he's a bust. He was hurt, and by the time he got healthy, everybody else was balling. Jalen Hunt is still there, but maybe he can get trade bait out of him. I don't think he sucks. And I think that's a hell of a rotation. That's a hell of a rotation. I still don't think they should have got rid of Hassan Reddick, or or maybe they saw something a little bit quirky with Hassan in the first place. Because y'all know me, I was big on keep your homeboys at home. I thought they should have signed them and kept them here. And then, heck, we still could have got Jalen Hunt, and it'd have been Hassan and Nolan Smith. We still would have been wrecking shop. So I'm okay with that. But again, I'm saying that to simply say maybe the people on the inside, the people that deal with these inner workings every day, maybe they know a little bit more than we think. Is that possible? Because you see, yeah, Hassan Reddick went out and then he was on some other stuff. And it's just, to me, I'm big, man, on here's my philosophy. Time is the most expensive thing we have on this earth, because once it's given, it cannot be taken back. Time is the most valuable and precious thing we have on this earth. So you can't waste it. Hassan Reddick wasted half a year, half a season. Like, you never know what something's gonna happen. Look at what Aaron Rodgers is he's trying to reclaim. Aaron Rodgers should have been go ahead and called it quits. But you know what? He popped that Achilles and he don't want to go off on a stretcher. That's what he's trying to do. He don't want to go out of here on the stretcher. He's trying to save face in his legacy. And it's proven, even somebody as good as Aaron Rodgers was, that is proving to be extremely difficult. This game don't take prisoners. Sometimes you can walk away. Most of the times you get spit out. I got so much respect for Jason Kelsey because he had an opportunity to walk away. Brandon Graham could walk away. Now he limped. He limped away, holding his shoulder, holding his tricep, but he managed to walk off the field. Fletcher Cox managed to walk off. You look at these guys in the league. I saw that kid. I was talking about him the other day. Travis, I think it's Travis Ford. I think that was his name. Retiring at 24 years old because he couldn't recover from his leg injury. So, yeah, it was Blunt. Appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. I agree with you. Some of his film study was kind of ugly. It was kind of ugly. He was falling in the dirt. He was whiffing on blocks. Yeah, it didn't start off good. I can chalk that up to just being in a new situation and just things just not going your way. But isn't it interesting? Isn't it interesting that we done had two players from the Jets, and I'm saying this with the inclusion of Huff started get a little bit better as he got acclimated before he got hurt. We can agree on that. But you look at Mekhi Becton, and then you look at Bryce Huff. They wanted to get rid of Bryce Huff, and he had all them sacks in 22. They wanted to get rid of Mekhi Becton, and then he comes out here, and you finally get somebody that knows how to coach him, and then you get what you get. You get an offensive tackle the size of Mailata playing offensive guard and is good at it. I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised as hell when Becton left, but he got his payday. But he was a first round draft pick, so he had already had his payday. But whatever was going on with the Jets, whatever was going on with his mentals, was not good. Coaching matters, and I say that because you look at if you talk to the people up in New York with the Jets, they probably didn't have many good things to say about Mekhi Becton. Average at best. Then he comes down here and you get with a master coach like Stoutland, whole different ball game. Why is that? The talent was always there. The talent was always there. What is it about what we got going on here that brings out the best in people? It starts with the coaching and ends with the culture. You can't have a good culture without good coaching. Can't have one without the other. You got to have good coaches first. Culture doesn't start at the top. I mean, technically, you could say that because the owners got to hire the right people. But even sometimes you can hire the right people and it still don't work. So it's got like I look at Dan Campbell in Detroit, he changed the culture. And just like Sirianni did, Sirianni and Dan Campbell are closer than you think. Sirianni came in. The only difference is didn't nobody expect Sirianni to get a job. Dan Campbell, he came in, but they both had that weird first press conference, and everybody was giving him the arched eyebrow. All he did was just say, "Wait, let me do my work. Let me put my thing down, and we can make some things happen." Sirianni done been to 2 Super Bowls and won one, and we thought that he couldn't coach to save his life. We thought that was let's keep it a buck. We thought that was the biggest mistake Jeffrey Lurie had made. So Dan Campbell is the same thing. Remember, he was talking about biting kneecaps and all that type of stuff. You gotta give it time to play itself out. You gotta give it time to play itself out. Are we in this same situation if we fire Nick Sirianni after 2 years? If we fire Nick Sirianni in 22, do we go to the Super Bowl? I don't know. The dominoes would have fallen different. Do we get Saquon if we fire Sirianni? It still could have been on the table, but the dominoes fall different. So everything happens for a reason. We got the dude that we needed, regardless of what everybody thought. And that's just another way where you can just prove to people that don't nobody know shit. Don't nobody know a damn thing. Everybody guessing. Everybody on ESPN, everybody on Fox, everybody on NFL Network. Everybody's guessing. You don't know what somebody's going to turn into. Got to give it time. You got to let it play itself out, man. So, all right, Vance, I'm going to ask you a question and we're going to get up out of here. What is the art of watching film? Do you take notes? Just watch it? How does it work? Both. Both. So, real quick. So, like, leading up to the Super Bowl, right? I knew the Chiefs were having issues at left guard with Caliendo. So I go back, watch the Chiefs, and I focus in on Caliendo, whoever he's guarding, and I watch what he does. Does he get beat to his left? Does he get beat to his right? Does he get beat when he gets bull rushed? Different things like that. Is he susceptible to a twist stunt? So you look at things like that, and then you take it to another level. You say, okay, I don't watch Caliendo on 20 pass plays, his man got to the quarterback 4 times. That's 20%, right? Then you say on run plays, he's a little bit better run blocker than he is pass blocker. Then you say now let's look at the plays where it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 5 or more, where teams are more apt to pass the ball. What does he do in these situations? What does his setup look like? Is his drop step good? Then you get into, now this is part of the point where I would say, let me talk to somebody like Barrett Brooks, somebody that's an offensive lineman. Is his feet moving right? Now you get into techniques and you just break it down to the nth degree and you keep slicing it up layer after layer after layer. And you basically looking for weakness. And I realized, shoot, and before the NFC Championship game, I was like, Caliendo ain't got a chance because he's looked bad the past 6 weeks. And everybody that was pulling for that predicted that the Chiefs would win just kind of ignored it. And it's like, listen, man, you can't wipe that type of shit away. When we got an all-pro young linebacker or young defensive tackle nose guard. And of course, our defense ate their lunch. And everybody ignored it. The same experts that had everything figured out. You got to watch tape. And even if you do watch tape, you still ain't going to get everything right. But so it's not an art. It's just you watch it over and over again. And the more you watch the tape, eventually you're going to see something. Eventually when you watch enough tape, when you see it on television, I know what they're running. I know what they're running. If Travis Kelce motions to his left, but he doesn't come outside of the slot, that means he's probably going to stay right there and blocking this screen. If he comes outside of the slot, that means he's going to slow up his route and then drag across the middle because you see the patterns. And then you see it do it on another team and another team. That's how you pick things up, man. That's how you watch tape. And then that's what you write down. On 4th and 8, he did it against this team, this team, this team, and this team. And then before you know it, he's done it 16 times on 4th and 8. He's done it only 3 times on 4th and 5. So now you're getting into statistics and percentages and things like that. So that's where it is, man. Always watch tape, man. Tape don't lie. Tape don't lie. I tell anybody, watch JT O'Sullivan Quarterback School and listen to Greg Cosell. Them jokers watch a hell of a lot of tape. Barrett Brooks watches a hell of a lot of tape. My guy Baldy, I played with Baldy with the Eagles. Baldy watches a ton of tape. So you can trust what they're saying because they watch the tape. All right. But we're going to get up out of here, man. It is 12:59. Time for you to wash your hands and get back to it, man. Hope y'all enjoyed it. We had some fun. Had some fun to talk. I had some WNBA stuff. I didn't even get to it, man. It's all about the Eagles, boy. You know how we do it. Go Birds. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I will probably be back with you sometime tonight. And we're going to do some more stuff. All right? Enjoy the rest of y'all day. And I will holler at you later. Peace. Go Birds.